Attention all wrestling fans, get ready for the ultimate fan experience at the WCBS WrestleMania Fan Meetup in Los Angeles, California from March 30th through April 2nd. This event will bring together the biggest event in wrestling and your favorite podcast, as well as diehard fans from all over the world. This is the perfect opportunity for fans to connect and celebrate their love of the sport as well as their love of us. So mark your calendars, grab your tickets, and get ready to suck it and join us live. Don't miss out on the ultimate fan experience of the WCBS WrestleMania Fan Meetup weekend in LA. And if you're not a wrestling fan, there will be other YouTube creator events, including a trip to the brand new Super Nintendo World at Universal Studios. So listen to World Class Bullshitters Live for more updates, and for more information, email worldclassbs@mail.com. Thebestmail.com, jabroni. The Disney Star Wars films failed to connect with audiences, and it looks like it's failing to connect with someone else, a little more intimately involved with the Star Wars franchise.
The following is a world-class Bullshitters exclusive.
In 1999, Star Wars Episode I: The Phantom Menace was released. It was the first Star Wars film in 16 years. The excitement was high, the hype was real, and Star Wars had returned for the first time in a long time, with new characters such as Jar Jar Binks. But there was also new characters like Qui-Gon Jinn that people really did like. So much, in fact, that fans have been clamoring for a return of Qui-Gon Jinn for a long time, and now Liam Neeson, the actor who's played Qui-Gon Jinn, has commented on it again, and he's had some words for Disney Star Wars that I don't think anyone would expect to come from him. Liam Neeson gets asked almost every interview if he would ever reprise his role of Jedi Master Qui-Gon Jinn in a Star Wars spin-off. The answer is often no, and such was the case when Neeson joined Paul Rudd on the February 16th episode of Watch What Happens Live. But Neeson took things a step further, explaining that his reasoning for not wanting to reprise Qui-Gon Jinn is because the Star Wars franchise is damaging its own magic. "No, I'm not," Neeson said when asked if he's interested in returning. "There are so many spin-offs of Star Wars, it's diluting it to me, and it's taken away the mystery and the magic in a weird way." Neeson had a brief cameo in the Disney Plus series Obi-Wan Kenobi, but he only had about 2 lines of dialogue. The actor made his Star Wars debut in Star Wars: The Phantom Menace, but his character died and his Star Wars tenure was cut short. Neeson told comicbook.com last year that he'd consider reprising the Qui-Gon Jinn role under one condition: it's gotta be a movie, not a television show. Neeson isn't wrong in saying the Star Wars franchise has been inundated with spin-offs. On the big screen, Lucasfilm has released Rogue One and Solo outside of the main Skywalker saga. The franchise has expanded greatly on Disney Plus, with shows such as The Mandalorian, The Book of Boba Fett, and Obi-Wan Kenobi having aired. Upcoming series include The Mandalorian Season 3, which launches March 1st, plus Ahsoka and The Acolyte. And there's even more coming, which is interesting because Marvel is cutting back their production, but Star Wars is increasing theirs. According to an insider at Hollywood Reporter, Lucasfilm is putting Star Wars into hyperdrive. One of the Hollywood Reporter insiders confirmed that in addition to releasing Ahsoka, Skeleton Crew, and The Mandalorian Season 3, both Damon Lindelof and Taika Waititi are actively moving forward with their respective projects. Lucasfilm may ramp up, but it will have to abide by the same fiscal discipline as the rest of the company, asserted the source. So if you haven't heard, Disney is in a bit of financial trouble, but that's a topic for another video. Fans are pleased to hear Liam Neeson's criticisms of Disney Star Wars because they line up with exactly what the fans have been saying for years. There's no more mystery and the magic is gone. Disney made too much Star Wars in too short of a time frame. In one interview with the New York Times, CEO Bob Iger admitted while discussing Star Wars, he thought that the company might have put a little too much into the marketplace too fast. He caveated this by saying, "However, I think storytelling capabilities of the company are endless because of the talent we have at the company. And the talent we have at the company is better than it's ever been, in part because of the influx of people from Fox." Director Rian Johnson discussed the schedule for the new Star Wars trilogy in an interview with the British newspaper The Evening Standard. Oh! I didn't even realize. All of this talk of new Star Wars films, no Rian Johnson trilogy. So folks, it's 2023, and where is that Rian Johnson trilogy? It's not even on the slate anymore. But they are ramping up production of Star Wars. There's Ahsoka, The Skeleton Crew, The Mandalorian Season 3, the Damon Lindelof Star Wars, as well as the Taika Waititi Star Wars. There's so much Star Wars coming at you, you won't even have a chance to breathe. But just like Liam Neeson said, some of the magic and the mystery is gone. There's something to be said about waiting for Star Wars. The Star Wars fandom is broken into 3 distinct groups: original Star Wars fans, prequel Star Wars fans, and Disney Star Wars fans. And of course, there's a crossover for all of that. But modern Star Wars fans don't know what it's like to have to wait very long for a Star Wars film. In 1980, fans were left on the edge of their seat as Luke Skywalker lost his hand, found out Darth Vader was his father, and Han Solo was frozen in carbonite and taken away to Jabba the Hutt. That's a cliffhanger. In 2002, fans had to wait for Anakin Skywalker to become Darth Vader after he lost his arm in battle, the formation of the Clone Army, and the beginning of the Empire. In 2017, after The Last Jedi, fans had to wait 6 months for Solo: A Star Wars Story. After that film dropped, fans did have to wait a whopping 18 months for Star Wars: The Rise of Skywalker. But in between that, there was the release of The Mandalorian, and since The Rise of Skywalker, there have seen a multitude of shows from Disney Star Wars, all diluting the brand, and all taking away the myth and the magic. Knowing too much about something takes away from its allure, its mystique. Even George Lucas was guilty of that. Learning more about these characters takes away the fun. Part of the allure is just the mystique. Where does this character come from? Where are they going? What were their motivations? Disney Star Wars likes to take that and lay it out for you. Obi-Wan Kenobi was on his way to lunch. Then after lunch, he had an appointment at the hardware store. He was going to go pick up some paint for the model, and then he was going to go rescue Luke Skywalker at 4:30. That's how Disney Star Wars reads. It reads like a big calendar. Every moment of every character's life is mapped out. Hey, you want to know what Obi-Wan Kenobi was doing on Tatooine? He was a meat packer. Oh yes, Liam Neeson's correct. Losing the magic and mystique of the characters is happening all the time. Han Solo, an absentee father who lost the Millennium Falcon. Obi-Wan Kenobi, a disillusioned meat packer out in the middle of the desert. Princess Leia is now a Mary Poppins clone who could fly through space. I don't know what the hell Liam Neeson's talking about. There's magic on screen right there. Look, she's literally flying through space. That's magical, right? I know Liam Neeson will never say it publicly. I'm sure there's another reason why Liam Neeson won't return to Star Wars. Well, it's because the Star Wars movies haven't been that good. Why would you want to lump yourself in with that? This is coming off the Star Wars movie with Jar Jar, and if you're thinking, oh god, somebody's complaining about Jar Jar still. Well, unless you were in the theater in 1999, you don't realize how stupid the character was. And when I turn it on these days, well, Jar Jar's aged a little better, but I digress. So those were Liam Neeson's comments on Star Wars, but I want to know what yours are, so tell me down in the comments section below, and here are the 3 questions for today. 1. Who is your favorite Star Wars character to wield a lightsaber? 2. What are your opinions on Star Wars Episode 1? And 3. What are your opinions on Liam Neeson returning to Star Wars? Would you want to see Qui-Gon come back? I don't. That's a problem with Disney Star Wars that I have personally. What is the point? There's no need to tell me any more Qui-Gon stories. We watched him die. His purpose of the story is to be the mentor to Obi-Wan Kenobi, and that's about it. Hollywood loves to tell you that when a big-named actor plays a nobody or a side character in a sci-fi film, that character is truly the most important. And I'm not here to call Qui-Gon Jinn the side character. He's the co-lead of Episode 1, but he was a one-and-done character. So much of the prequel trilogy's identity comes from 2 and 3, and without Liam Neeson, he just kind of feels like an afterthought. I know he's referenced in Episode 3, you hear his voice, Anakin Duck, and all that stuff, but he's not in the film. One last thing, folks, because we are all big Star Wars fans and we're all lamenting the loss of the IP and we're all getting together to celebrate its memory. Hit that thumbs up button to join the good fight. It helps us, but it helps YouTube know that you like us and it helps us reach more fans because the whole point of our channel is to grow and connect people. They keep taking our favorite properties and flushing them down the toilet, so we got to get together and lament that as a community. And that's what we do. So folks, hit that subscribe button to make sure you don't miss out on any content. Hit the join button to join the WCBS YouTube membership program, which offers a lot of perks, a lot of fun benefits. And hell, when you join us live, you get all these great emojis with artwork done by me, featuring the guys from the channel. You don't see that a lot of other places. Most of the content creators you see on YouTube don't make every element of their channel, but here at World Class Bullshitters, I do. So ladies and gentlemen, join the WCBS membership program today if you want to consume content with some heart and soul into it. I care about these properties, and it hurts me to see them get treated like they have. So folks, I'm going to go mourn the loss of some Star Wars by playing some GoldenEye. So folks, be on the lookout for our next video. It'll be dropping really soon. But in the meantime, be smart, be safe, be cool, but always be excellent to each other. Thanks for watching today's video. Yes, it's over, but don't cry because there's more, a lot more from World Class Bullshitters. And there's only one way to get it. Hit that subscribe button below. When you do that, you'll get notifications and updates from World Class Bullshitters every time we go live. Basically, you won't miss anything. And if there's one thing I hate, it's FOMO. But the thing most people hate more than FOMO is fear of missing out on World Class Bullshitters, because there's just some things you can't undo. So folks, do yourselves a favor and never miss anything from World Class Bullshitters. One last thing before you go, hit the thumbs up button. Not for our egos, no, they're big enough as this, but it does help us fight the algorithm here, and, well, it's man versus machine, and that's the real fight. But if that's not your battle, That's okay. There's one last way you can help WCBS, and that's going over to shopwcbs.com, picking up a t-shirt, a beer glass, a sweatshirt, a poster, all sorts of ways to back WCBS. The difference between us and other YouTube channels is I'm the artist that makes all this stuff, so if you enjoy art, beyond t-shirts, you can even read our comic books. We got it all! We're called the epitome of pop culture for a reason, and no, again, it's not for our egos. So folks, make sure you're involved with every aspect of world-class bullshitters, not just for us, but do it for yourself. We're making the change in entertainment everybody out there wants to see. And a special thank you goes out to all of our wonderful patrons who make this content possible. Go to patreon.com/worldclassbs to get involved and help out the channel.